I'm just home from the gym, which was the first. Basically, when I joined the gym, as it's 24-hour, I thought, and it's like £40 a month, I figured that if I was having a boring evening at home with nothing to do, I would just make a point to go to the gym, just do something. So I did tonight. That was the first night that I've done it. It was very busy when I got there, unfortunately, because what I wanted to do and what I did do was practice some animal flow transitions for the first time. I've done a little bit of animal flow stuff like in my flat, but I've got very limited space, so you can't really throw yourself around very much. So I went to the gym, waited for the little, it's not a private room, but it's like a room where they do classes. Waited for that to become available, and just did half an hour of transitions and stuff, and it was actually really good. I'm not very good at it at the moment. I'm not very flexible. I'm not particularly very strong with my body weight, but you got to practice to improve. So I was happy to do that. I'm not very flexible. Like I just said, my hamstrings are terrible. I can't touch my toes while keeping straight legs. I'm pretty sure that's what's causing me to have a slight lower back pain. Back feels weak. So it's something I'd like to work on. Something I've said I'd like to work on for ages. Just got to do it, really. So anyway, that was good. I've eaten well today. Didn't have anything that I shouldn't, apart from a can of Diet Red Bull, which is completely out of character for me because I dislike that stuff. I think it's quite interesting what I'm doing at the moment regards to food and nutrition. To give a brief overview of why I am where I am now, about 3 or 4 years ago I was at my heaviest at about 245 pounds, and I was constantly tired, just felt fatigued the entire time. Mid-afternoon during work I just wanted to fall asleep. So I went to the doctors and got some blood tests, and it turned out that I had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which was purely down to lifestyle. Just I was eating the wrong kinds of foods and not moving enough, so my liver stored fatty deposits, and it was very unhealthy. So that set me on a little path to self-help, health-wise. So I discovered juicing. I started juicing carrots and beetroot and apples and celery and green vegetables and lemons and stuff like that. Got really interested in like the healing benefits of food, and I started watching juicing videos on YouTube and all that sort of stuff. I got quite into the culture. Excuse me. And it worked. I cleared up my liver, went back for more tests and scans, and they said everything's improved. Come back if anything gets worse, if you start to feel tired. But the doctor said, great, you've done a great job, you've lost a lot of weight, carry on doing what you're doing. So I juiced regularly for about a year, and I would make 2 juices a day. I'd have like a green juice and an orange juice. Not orange as in oranges, but oranges in carrots and apple and ginger and stuff like that. And it was great, and I got very interested in the raw food idea. Then I went vegetarian for 3 months, and that was good. I enjoyed that, but didn't really take to it wholeheartedly. I would go out to eat a little bit more, and while I suppose there was healthier options, obviously I was eating a lot of pasta, obviously. And then more recently I started reading about the low carbohydrate way of eating and listening to Mark Sisson's Primal Blueprint, which really sat well with me. The idea is, well, it's kind of like this. It's kind of the same idea as the raw food idea, but with the inclusion of meat and cooked food, which sounds stupid, I know. But the point is to eat from the earth. Don't eat anything that isn't natural. If it's processed, avoid it. If it comes in a packet, don't eat it. Stick to the healthiest foods you can possibly find. So if you can find organic fruits and vegetables and meats, get them. At the moment I can't find, well, that's not true. That's lying to make myself feel better about what I'm doing. I can find organic meats. I just can't really afford them at the moment. So I'm buying supermarket meat. which I would like to change. I'd like to maybe go to the butchers and perhaps that meat will be better quality. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point is, the fatty liver disease set me on a path to learning more about food and wellness and nutrition and exercise and diet and all sorts of stuff like that. And that's why I am where I am now. So it was a bit of tragedy that led to some very important changes in my lifestyle, which I'm very grateful for. I'm currently just over 200 pounds. I think I was 203 pounds when I weighed this week. My lightest I've been is 185 pounds, which I was just, probably mid-autumn, maybe just before Christmas. I don't really record my weight because I don't tend to weigh very often. I know how I'm doing based on how I feel. At the moment, I feel sluggish. I don't feel very fit. I don't feel very lean, and it's because Christmas threw me off and I ate a lot of pizza. Papa John's opened in town, which was a nightmare because I've got like a stack of 5 Papa John's boxes just out of camera sight, which I'm going to burn tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't very good. So Christmas sort of threw me off a little bit, but there's no excuse. There's no excuse. I heard something earlier this week which I think rings true, which is you're your own problem and you're your own solution. No one else can do anything for you. And no one else can cause you real issues unless they're particularly vindictive and out to get you. But it's not Papa John's fault for opening a pizza shop. It's my fault for ordering so much over Christmas. But anyway, yeah, 185 pounds of my lightest. My goal is, again, not really weight based. It's 175, but like I've said in every single video I've put up lately, my main goal is to have a body fat percentage below 18%, just to look lean, look healthier, and look fitter and feel fitter. It's not about looks really, it's about feeling. So the current strategy for that is lots of natural food: meat, fish, fowl, eggs, vegetables, low sugar fruits, nuts and seeds. Plenty of exercise, lifting some heavy things twice a week, the occasional sprint. It's a simple recipe that isn't always easy to follow, but when I have followed it, I felt wonderful. And once you felt wonderful, you realize how horrible it is to feel not wonderful whenever you do go back to that that way of living, which I'm currently coming back out of now. Anyway, I think my point was, it's very interesting the transition I've made from juicing, which is very, it's not, you don't chew it obviously because it's juice, it's just liquid, so it's a very liquid based diet, to learning to cook for myself based on a sort of vegetarian way of eating, to now learning to cook for myself over the past maybe 6 or 7 months on this low carbohydrate primal way of eating, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think one of the best things we can possibly do for our health is to learn. I know gaining knowledge was instrumental in me getting a better understanding of what I'm doing to myself and how I can make differences and changes and see different outcomes in my body and my strength and things like that. But anyway, I don't know why I even started talking about this. The gym was good tonight. I did some animal flow stuff, just some basic transitions like under kicks and scorpion kicks and things like that, which if you don't know what they are, maybe look them up if you care. If you don't, it doesn't matter. Essentially, it's just using body weight and the floor and moving around in the space like an animal, which I love. It's great. So I'm looking forward to practicing that more and just getting better at it. And that all came because when I used to go to the gym, back when I was in my late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, I assumed, again, I didn't really know much about physical fitness and movement, so I assumed you had to have a gym routine, which was like 3 sets of 12 reps on each exercise, and you isolated your biceps, your triceps, you did your chest, you did your back. Now I'm way more enjoying things like kettlebells, and just fucking around with weights. So like getting a barbell, squatting down and pressing up, things like that. It's way more enjoyable going to the gym doing that. It's engaging the entire body rather than isolating just biceps and whatnot. And it's good. And this all came from learning about things like Ido Portal, he's the guy that was training Conor McGregor. I think he probably still is. He's a movement coach and a movement specialist, and I would love to go to one of his seminars one day. If he's ever in the UK, or I can afford to travel elsewhere to go to one. He's based in Israel. He's got movement classes in Israel, and I follow him on Instagram. If you like this sort of thing, I suggest you follow it too. I don't know who I'm talking to. These are mainly just me rambling, for me to look back on when I'm 75 and still trying to walk like a bear or a crab. But yeah, Ido Portal, just the way he moves is utterly inspiring. It makes me want to be a better person, and that's what I was about to say. That's what this year is all about, is being a better person. But that's what life is about, I think, from now on, is just be better than you were yesterday. And if you slip, it's fine. Just get back on, keep trying, but improve. I was watching a goal setting lecture before I went to the gym today, and the guy made the what's the word? Like, it's not a metaphor, I can't think of the right word, but he was talking about plants and the idea that a plant is either growing or it's dying, and there's no in between. He likened that to people as well. You're either growing or you're dying. Which one do you want to do? I want to grow now. I think I was satisfied with dying for such a long time. I would play computer games and I would eat junk food and drink fizzy drinks and just completely be inactive, and that was dying, and it wasn't good. So I'm interested in growing now. I don't think I've got anything else to say, really. I've written in my diary for tonight, just getting my thoughts out before I go to sleep. It's 10:10 now. Ideally I'd like to be in bed by 10, but I'm going to go and do 10-20 minutes of meditating just to deep breathe and feel relaxed. Have a cup of green tea, because that's part of my daily routine of things I do to keep healthy. If you'd like to see the things I do to keep healthy, that's my photos. That is my list. I don't know if it's not going to focus on it. Essentially, every day I try to have coffee, rebound on the trampoline for 20 minutes because it gets the blood and the lymph moving, take probiotics for healthy gut flora, drink half a lemon squeezed in water for the vitamin C, and just because it's, feels good, feels nice in the morning. Have a smoothie or a juice. That's what I was going to say. The juicing led to smoothies, which I still incorporate into my daily routine every single day. It's a rare occasion I won't have a smoothie. Take my supplements, which are like coenzyme Q10 supplements. It's just like a multivitamin and something else from Wellman, which I don't know. I read some good things about CoQ10. Drink a cup of green tea, write, and meditate, and they're the things that I try to do every day. I'm currently minus 9 days on meditation, so I haven't done that since 10 days ago. But anyway, I'm also drinking water out of a wine glass, which is extremely fancy. That's it, everyone. I'm going to go and meditate, like I said, and then get to bed. I don't know, I really like these videos. Again, back when Chris and Dale and I started Backwine Podcast, it was just fun to produce something. It was fun to make content and upload it, and even if nobody listens, it makes me feel like I've done something. And this is a good format because I'm not focused on structure. I'm just talking about stuff, which I'd like to improve on as well. Backwine was great. Backwine started off a lot of things. So I think quite a few people owe quite a few thankses to Backwine. It sparked John, Chris, and Zoe. This sounds like I'm trying to take credit for what they're doing at the moment. I'm not. All I mean is that if we hadn't taken the plunge and actually gone ahead and recorded Backwine Podcast, other people or these other ideas may not have come about either so quickly or in the form that they did. So now there's Screen Fiends with John, Chris, and Zoe. John, Jess, and I have Two Guys, a Girl, and podcast. I did nearly 100 days consecutively of straight vlogging, which was interesting to say the least. Maybe not to watch, but it was interesting to try and film and edit every day. And I've captured some great memories which are on the channel. Anyway, I am rambling and none of it matters. I'm going to bed after 20 minutes of deep breathing. Hope everyone has a wonderful night. Sweet dreams, sleep well. If I could leave you with words of wisdom, it would be, you have to practice to improve. Fall in love with the process. The results don't matter. The results are just a byproduct of living a healthy life. Death by 1,000 cuts. Good night, everyone.